What is going on, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. I hope you guys are having another good day, man. Hey, today might be the day. I'm not going to say it is the day because I don't want to jinx it yet, because everything so far is, for the most part, working good. So we're going to be trying to get the truck started today, y'all. I'm just buttoning up small last-minute stuff. Hopefully you guys are going to enjoy this. I am going to attempt to crank it, though. Not drive it yet, but crank it. But I'm going to show you guys what all we got going on, and we're going to go from there, okay? Make sure you smash the like button, subscribe if you aren't already, and drop a comment down below. Let me know what y'all think, all right? All right, so check it out, y'all. So, if you remember from last episode, we were waiting for a coolant line, okay? So that coolant line, or not coolant line, I'm sorry. This right here is your power steering line, all right? Looks super clean, AN fittings, etc. We were waiting for that, all right? That came in. Let me show you the front side. Boom. That came in. I put that on this morning, and then I went ahead and put the hot side pipe in. Right off the rip, not a fan of this hot side pipe, purely because you basically got to fight to get it in. And I'm pretty sure when he made it, he did not factor in this live wire on the side of the alternator hidden, because this pipe is pressed up legitimately against this wire, this live wire. So it made it a fight to get it on there. It made it a fight to get it on down there. It just made it a fight getting this pipe in, but it does look good nonetheless. Went ahead and put the V-band on, V-band clamp. That was a dog fight in itself, but it's done now. So we got that going, and then for the exhaust, I went to install the rest of the system, and pretty much, I don't know if this is a 3-inch. I'm pretty sure this is either a 3 or 4-inch downpipe. I gotta measure it though, but long story short, I can't hook up the exhaust fully because, one, it doesn't line up in terms of, I mean, hell, you can actually see the snapshot right there, okay? So with the exhaust system I have currently on the truck, the 5-inch installed, that is what it, goddamn, you guys can't even see. So with it installed, that's what it looks like, okay? You can see the downpipe is loose still, but you can see with the exhaust, the rest of the exhaust, where it's at. So something's going on here. I don't know if it's his downpipe or if it's my system, which, I mean, my system's just a typical freaking 5-inch exhaust system, but it's clearly not lined up. So probably gonna be having to do something about the downpipe situation. But nonetheless, I'm not gonna let that stop me from starting it. It's just the downpipe, so you can still drive. It's just gonna be super fucking loud and obnoxious. But yeah, this is it, y'all. So what I'm gonna do now, fuck the exhaust. Gonna make sure my clamps are tight one more time, and then I'm going to install the intake. Primed it, and I'm gonna add coolant. Gonna connect the battery, and we are going to try to start this thing and see what happens. All right. She's alive. Oh my fucking goodness. God. My truck still runs. Smoky. Holy smokes. Wow. She is smoky. I'm about to turn her off here in a little bit, clean up around here, move her out the way. She's running though. She's running, boys. This is badass. Yeah. Wow. Holy smokes. What do you guys think? I knew she was gonna be smoking. All that oil in the exhaust. All that oil in the exhaust and stuff, man. It's crazy. Gonna clean up around here, move her out the way a little bit, pop off the coolant, go from there. I could not have thought I would have been back in this thing. Look at that oil pressure, 50 PSI, baby. Alright, you guys, it's the next day. I was kind of, when I filmed the first start, I was kind of like all over the place, man, because I had somewhere to be. The truck was running, but it wasn't, it sounded a little choppy. Like it had air in the fuel system or something, I don't know. It ran, I let it run for about 20 minutes idling. Obviously it was smoky. I knew it was gonna be smoky because of what happened the last time with all the oil getting into the engine bay. So it was burning all that off, plus the oil in the exhaust system. As of right now, the downpipe is not connected to the rest of the exhaust. Long story short, I'm gonna get a different exhaust downpipe. I'll probably make a separate video, or maybe I'll talk about it like towards the end of this video. There was little things I didn't like about this kit, second gen kit. To me, it might be petty, it might not, I don't know. I just wasn't a huge fan of, and I'll talk about it. Again, it's not like things that are going to make it not operate correctly. It's just little things that I personally don't like. But it does run, and it starts on a dime. So it's pretty cool. So what I'm going to do now is, I'm just going to do one more once over. I'll look over everything, which I'm pretty sure everything's good because it ran yesterday. And then we're going to take her on a test drive. I'm not going to mash on her immediately. Obviously I'm gonna let it drop around until it warms up and then go from there. And then we might have the second gen kit complete, but real quick, let me show you guys what we've done. Alright, so went ahead, take this bitch off real quick, and it actually rained yesterday. So we went ahead, finished installing the intake system. It looks amazing, y'all. It really does. I think I might have to mess with the intake pipe because it's like pressed against this right here. And I already know that this is going to chew into the filter. Oh, sorry. That's already going to chew into the filter, but got everything connected. Sensors, plugs, right? I made sure the clamps are in the same orientation, left, left, left. I hate when the clamps are all cattywampus and stuff. Turbo blankets installed. We got that, right? All this. I guess I can talk about it real quick since I'm here. So the hot side pipe, I got the hot side pipe connected, and it's fine. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it's connected. There's no leaks or anything. But I had to fight to get this thing installed. I left the compressor cover loose so I can clock it, right? Regardless of the direction you clock it, it wasn't enough to get it away from that alternator lead. So right now it's pressed up against that alternator lead because that is the only spot where you can get it to install. And most of your second gen swaps, I don't know if you guys are familiar with them, but most of your second gen swap setups, your V-band is usually right there in this area. So like this is the natural sweet spot for connecting hot side pipes, right? I had to fight tooth and nail to get that. Basically, I had to connect the bottom first, come up top, get it lined up just enough, good enough to where I can install the V-band clamp, and then I legitimately had to use the nut and my ratchet to like pull it together. It's seated, there's no gap in it or nothing, but it was just kind of annoying for me. I don't know. But yeah, we have that. This thing looks fucking amazing, y'all. And it's kind of cold out today, so maybe we'll get a little special. I'm gonna check the oil level one more time. The oil is topped off, brand new oil in it with brand new filter. So I'm gonna check that one more time. I still have to put the fan shroud on. This fan so far it works. It spins. But yeah, this is it. Went ahead and threw some coolant because I know it's gonna go long coolant once it warms up and the thermostat opens up. Went to start it, but my battery was low, so it's at 60% right now. Just charging that up. It can't start on just the single battery. Pretty sure I'm gonna have to change these batteries out just because they're old. I looked at the sticker, they're from May of 2019, so they're coming up on 5 years now. But yeah, 5 years now, so wait, 19? Actually, they might, 20, yeah. Technically, they might be 6 years old, depending on how you count it, whatever. But yeah, this is where we at though. Yesterday, I don't know if you guys heard it yesterday, but when we started it up, it sounded good, but it had a little chop to it. I'm hoping the chop was from air being in the fuel system, because remember, we did a grid heater delete, so I took all the fuel lines off, took the fuel rail out. I'm just hoping it was from that. Plus that, in addition to, like, there's no coolant inside the block right now. Well, if anything, there is coolant in the block, but it's not leaving it because I filled it. I put about 4 gallons in of coolant yesterday, and it kept taking it to the point where it wasn't no more. Plus, it needs to get bled out too. So the plan is to drive her, get her up to operating temp, let her warm up. What I want to do is see if I can get all this smoky old oil burnt off to where, you know, it's just running fine by itself, and then go from there and just let her eat. So we'll see. The charger's at 70% now, so it shouldn't be too much longer until she's topped off. Should be ready to rock and roll. All right, y'all, so I took her up. I drove the truck around the block just to kind of slowly warm her up. There's that weird knock, and it didn't start until it got warmer. Or maybe my ears are playing tricks on me. I mean, the engine, no blow-by. But definitely something, maybe I need to redo the valve lash. It almost sounds like, I don't know. It's like a weird, maybe something's loose in there. You guys hear that? Let me know what you think. That's weird. The engine responds and drives fine. Like, it's just that noise though. All right, so I'm just driving it. I'm not gonna try to get on it too hard or anything. I kind of just want to get back home so I can look into what might be going on. Like, it almost sounds like like a lifter or maybe a push rod is bent, but where do I start? Well, you guys, so it seems like, let's see. I was trying to get the shadow, whatever. Seems like truck runs, it does, and the turbo works fine. There's nothing wrong with the turbo. But we have a tick going on right now that I'm not too sure about. So basically, truck, when it was cold, didn't really hear it. And then, or it just sounded like a cold truck. And then as it warmed up, oil temp got to like 160-ish. Once the oil starts warming up and stuff, you start hearing it intermittently at an idle. It's like, and it's in and out. But then once you start driving, it's just as the RPM increases, you can constantly hear this ticking sound, man. And went online, did research. Obviously, first one I came across was valve lash. I was like, well, shit, I just did the valve lash like when I did my head stud, so maybe like 6,000 to 7,000 miles ago. whatever, let me do them. So I redid the valve lash, even though it was pretty much good. I think only the 6 and the 5 and the 4 needed adjustments, like on the intake and the exhaust side. Did that valve lash good, right? And then drove it, still doing it, just like before. So I was like, all right, well, it ain't the valve lash. I ran the engine with the cover off, everything, and it's still doing it. So now what I'm about to do is, actually right now, is we're gonna go ahead and reinstall the tune on here, because the truck essentially sat with the batteries disconnected. And I know it shouldn't do this, but it's essentially sat with the batteries disconnected for, I don't know, a month. Yeah, about a month, right? But I don't know, who knows, maybe whatever. But anyways, what I was getting at was, the next thing I came across was the injector. And there's a video on YouTube, a guy with a white 2013, and his is doing the same thing like mine. And he heard it, stopped driving it. He said he ended up identifying it was a number 6 injector, went bad. It just went bad. Could have happened to this one, I don't know. If it's an injector, I'm not even going to be extremely upset, because I'd rather replace an injector and it's fine than for it to be something mechanical, internal inside the engine. A cam bearing, crank bearing, right? So if it is an injector, I don't care. It might be. Who knows? It might be. This stock truck, 167,000 miles on it. Like, who's to say, you know, it ain't go bad. So we're gonna reinstall the tune, see if that does anything. I personally don't think it will, but if it does, awesome. I'll let you know, and if it doesn't, I'll let you know either way, and then we'll wrap this video up. So we got the tune file installing right now. Figured since it's installing now, and I'm just reinstalling the same tune file too. So since it's installing now, figured show you guys the engine. I did have to, and that's another thing too, the batteries were shot on the truck, so I had to go get new batteries. So I put new batteries on, which if putting new batteries on makes your injectors go bad, I don't know what the hell I'm doing wrong then. But yeah, so I'll show you guys what we got going on here though. So obviously 468 stainless diesel S468 setup came out for it looks good. Got to take care of the hot side pipe eventually, but now we got bigger issues in terms of figuring out the tick. So yeah, but this thing looks good, man. I had this cover off, did the valve lash, got it up to coolant up to 180 degrees, right? So it looks like, it almost looks like coolant or something sprayed back there. Is that oil? Yeah, it's definitely something. Yeah, that's definitely coolant. Well, gotta figure that out now too. Lovely. Yeah, but this is it, man. Looks good. Looks really clean. It sucks I can't enjoy it the way I want to, but hey man, that's life, man. What can you do, right? So we're gonna keep pushing, get this tune file installed, and then go from there. So I did it, and it didn't change anything like I figured. But I don't know if you guys can hear that knocking, but it's like pretty obvious. A little bit of blow by, it's nothing crazy though. You know what I'm saying? It's typical. Truck's at about 180 degrees right now. It almost sounds like an injector. I don't know. Let me know what you think. It's been eventful. So I'm gonna go ahead and drive this thing home and park it.